Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines. We'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, I bet most of y'all didn't know that Gucci Mane affiliate OJ the Juiceman has been arrested for allegedly pointing a firearm at Georgia police. Hell, I'd be surprised if many people these days even know who OJ the Juiceman is, considering throughout the years he's been able to maintain a low profile as an artist, which seems to be pretty hard to do these days. With many rappers doing anything to remain in the spotlight, OJ the Juiceman has been the total opposite, which is why the new allegations against him are surprising. For y'all that don't know, OJ the Juiceman is widely known for his breakout song in 2008 called Make the Trap Say A, and released his Other Side of the Trap album under Asylum Records in 2009. Although he worked close with Gucci Mane and Brick Squad affiliates such as Waka Flocka, he founded his own independent label 32 Entertainment, where he released a bunch of mixtapes under throughout his career.
Early morning trapping, down to make it happen. Working 53, we broke some chickens out the plastic. Getting them gone, we call it dope boy magic. Pull up in that stinking thing, man, that thing nasty.
Now OJ took a step away from the music, where many felt that him and Gucci Mane would fall out with each other, but it seems like the rapper lifestyle just wasn't for OJ, as it's been said that he was also struggling with his addiction to drugs. But aside from his addiction, it seems like OJ has also struggled with legal troubles, as he's been arrested back and forth since 2022. It was in that year where he was arrested for possession of marijuana, drug paraphernalia, and a firearm in Kentucky. Then it was in 2024 where he was arrested on similar charges when Georgia State Patrol pulled him over in March. Upon searching his vehicle, officers discovered cocaine and a 9mm handgun in his vehicle, leading him to be charged with drug trafficking and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Now, I don't know what type of lawyer OJ got, but it seemed like every time he's caught, he catches a break and is released. But every time he's released, either he's being targeted or he finds his way to get himself in trouble once again. But one thing I could say though is this: whenever police feel you are a repeated offender, and know that whenever they catch you, it's a possibility that you'll be in possession of something illegal, they're going to make it their business to try and target you every time. And clearly, every time they stop OJ the Juiceman, they find exactly what they're looking for. But this time, OJ will find himself in deeper water that he may not be so lucky getting himself out of like the other one. Because this time, OJ the Juiceman is being accused of pointing a firearm at police officers after what would seem like a road rage incident on his behalf. Now, to be honest with y'all, I call BS from the jump. If y'all know anything about Georgia State Police, especially troopers, or just any police in general, you mean to tell me this man was able to point a firearm at state troopers not only once, but twice, and no shots were fired at him? He was able to point a firearm and get away? He was able to point a firearm twice and he didn't shoot or nothing. He basically seen state troopers and decided to flash his firearm at them as if this was Grand Theft Auto. Now maybe if this story was based off one of these YNs, maybe it'll be believable. But this is a 44-year-old man we're talking about who's been around the block a few times. You mean to tell me OJ flashed his firearm at state troopers twice? Not to mention, if I'm not mistaken, he already got that case still going on from 2024. So something just don't sound right. Now it sounds like someone is trumping charges because they have a personal gripe, but I want to know what y'all think. So let's get into the article, but before we do, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hype and like the video so we can get it into the algorithm. And if you not subscribed to the platform already, make sure you do so now. Let's get into it. Now, according to a WSB-TV Atlanta article, it'll state, quote, Georgia State Patrol have charged OJ the Juiceman with pointing a gun at a trooper on Interstate 20. A woman who rented the car claims the Atlanta rapper wasn't behind the wheel. Records show that Otis Williams Jr., aka OJ the Juiceman, was booked into the DeKalb County Jail on March 16th. He faces 10 charges, including felony aggravated assault upon a public safety officer and misdemeanor pointing or aiming a gun at another. Williams' arrest is connected to a traffic incident on January 28th with a Georgia State trooper, according to DeKalb County Superior Court record. In the affidavit, a woman wrote that the rapper had rented a car for her in January, but he did not have possession of the rental vehicle on January 28th to her knowledge. She said he gave another man permission to use the car. The affidavit also says the rapper wasn't aware of the charges until he was pulled over on March 7th, going to visit family in Greensboro County. Now, the only thing that seems weird in this case is they're not saying that no one pointed the firearm at police, but they're just saying that he wasn't in possession of the vehicle on that day. So is it possible whoever had that car pointed a firearm at police? Yes, but I just don't know why they would. But if they can't show proof that it was OJ the Juiceman who did it and explain why they have reasonable suspicion to believe it was him, then the charges aren't going to stick. If anything, I could see them just asking him who was in the vehicle at the time in hopes that he'll tell them who. But I really can't see anybody really pointing a firearm at police over a traffic incident. But that article didn't get too much in detail about the traffic incident that they're referring to, but a TMZ article will speak more on the incident involving the trooper and OJ. The article will state, quote, "The trooper claims they were merging into the HOV lane on I-20 East in Atlanta late January when OJ started tailgating and honking at him. He says OJ then passed him, pointed a black handgun at him, and sped off, recklessly driving in and out of traffic. The trooper alleges he caught up to OJ. OJ again pointed the gun at him, drove away recklessly. Law enforcement says officers investigated and were able to identify OJ and the car, Nissan Altima. An arrest warrant was issued last month and OJ was arrested last week. Among the 10 charges is 1 felony count of aggravated assault upon a public safety officer, plus 1 misdemeanor count of pointing or aiming a gun or pistol at another, 1 felony count of possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, plus a bunch of misdemeanor traffic offenses. Now, once again, I don't know anywhere where a man can get away with pointing a firearm at a police officer and get away with it, especially over something so small, such as a traffic incident. Basically, they're saying that whoever was in the car was mad that the trooper cut them off, so OJ, so they claim, started riding the police's bumper as he tailgated them and then honked them. After honking, it wasn't enough, so he sped past them as he pointed a firearm at them. Process. Now, after pointing the firearm the first time, he also managed to get away from them in a Nissan Altima. When they finally caught back up to the Altima, he pointed the firearm at them again and managed to get away from them again. Now, the first red flag to me, y'all, is that they're acting like he was in GTA. I don't know anybody in their right mind that will tailgate an officer, honk at them, and point the firearm at them in the process. Second red flag was, why would he do that knowing he was in the Nissan Altima? Also, how did he manage to get away from them in a Nissan Altima? He wasn't in a Hellcat, he wasn't in a Trackhawk, none of that. So knowing how slow Nissan Altimas are, and just the fact of being in one period, you mean to tell me he did all that with thoughts of getting away in a Nissan Altima? Crazy. Now, one thing I realized is neither article explained how they managed to identify that OJ was the one pointing the firearm at him. Assuming they're trying to say he was a driver, you mean to tell me he managed to do all that and be in a Nissan Altima as he pointed a firearm at police? It just don't make sense. It seemed like he may have gotten into a road rage incident with the trooper as they felt the way behind it and filed false charges on him, allegedly. That's what it seemed like to me, because I don't see him being that foolish to do any of this. I can't even see him doing something like this and even surviving, period. You got police shooting and unaliving guys who had nothing in their hands. So just to think that they're saying he did and not only pointed a firearm at them once, but twice, something don't seem right. Let you and me try this and see if we make it within the next few minutes out that situation. I don't know. I'm gonna need the body cam footage to determine this one. Sorry. Charge up in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this. Do you think this is true, or do you think you just call BS like we do? Let us know what y'all think, man. Don't forget to like and hype the video. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'ma keep on dropping. I'm out. Are you tired of a bunch of social media gurus promising you results with their course, but all they do is take a bunch of information off YouTube and Google, then sell it to you? Well, look no further. Our YouTube Tips and Tricks Masterclass course comes equipped with SEO tips and tricks, along with methods we use to growth hack our YouTube channel. It also includes step-by-step ways to publish your video before uploading to guarantee a great SEO score, therefore your videos can rank and be shown to a bigger audience. Views and subscribers don't come by luck, and just how YouTube have an algorithm, you should have one as well that can guarantee you results. We doing websites and softwares we personally use to generate money creating faceless YouTube channels. If you also would like to skip the process and just buy other pre-built accounts, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, we also threw that in there for you too. We went through trial and error, so you don't have to. Click the link in the description or the comments and get started today.